Canadian team showing some real firing power there with a little erratic shooting. Puck back into the Soviet zone, and it's called for icing.
It's the 8th game of the Summit Series in Moscow, at the height of the Cold War. Canada has been trailing the entire game, and the Soviets are considered unbeatable.
15:03 left in the second period. The Soviets leading Canada 3-2.
With 3 minutes left, the Canadians find the back of the net to tie the game.
Oh, right in front of the net. Esposito bagged that. Here's another shot by Carney. He scores! Canada has tied it up. The Canadian team grabbing each other there as the loose puck went around the net. And Canada tied it.
And well, I'm sure you can guess what happens from here.
And the Carney has it on that wing. Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab towards the bell. Here's another shot. Right by the score. Henderson has scored for Canada. Henderson right in front of the net. And the fans of the team are going wild. Henderson right in front of the Soviet goal. 34 seconds.
For those of you misled by the thumbnail and expecting this to be about America, despite what is commonly said, the greatest country in the world is not the largest by body mass, that is. And identity is one of the most important parts of a country. To emphasize this, you should easily be able to tell which country these videos are from.
Whistle too hard, Shores. You'll give yourself another conky. I said the same thing to your mom about blowing my dink. Fuck you, Shoresy.
Alright, the last one was a giveaway, but all of those videos were from the same country. My country. With 1 in 5 Canadians being born outside the country, how on earth can a clear identity be formed? Well, because we all buy into the same game. We are all wagering on democracy.
A Liberal MP calling a Reform MP.
More than a slab of bacon talking there.
The rule of law.
Canada is rightly proud of being a land governed by the rule of law.
A dedication to peace.
When the United Nations was created at the end of World War II, its aim was to save succeeding generations from the scourge of war.
No matter who you are, follow those 3 steps and you can be Canadian. Have a Canadian identity. It's about what you believe a country should be and what you're willing to contribute to that idea. It's understanding there may never be no perfect country, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try for it. I believe that's what a Canadian identity is. A poll conducted in 2001 found that 76% of Canadians felt embarrassed with their lack of historical knowledge. I'm inclined to believe this has only increased in the past 20 years, which is certainly cause for concern. Canada has one of the most unique and diverse histories of any country in the world. From the very first inhabitants of Canada arriving at least 12,000 years ago, to the Vikings discovering and settling in Canada 500 years before Columbus, to the pioneer expeditions of de Champlain, to the 7 Years' War, and so on. I could spend hours just talking about the most important events, and I could still never cover all of it. This may be a morbid analogy, yet I feel I need to stress the importance of knowing your own history. A country without an understanding of its story is like a person with memory loss. You're still alive, but you don't really know who you are or how you got there. No matter what country you're from, even if you think you know your history, do some research. Read about what has and hasn't changed. Perhaps you'll have a better idea of what needs to change and what doesn't. I know up to this point I've spent the entire video talking about how great Canada is, but I'll make it very clear.
So let me be clear.
Canada is not a utopia. It has a lot of problems. Affordability, immigration policies, nonsensical politics. But here's the thing. Canada doesn't pretend those problems don't exist. It debates them. It funds research on them. It elects people to fix them. The entire point of government is that it's a reflection of the people, of the society it is intended to protect. Society, however, tends to change relatively quickly in our modern world. As such, we cannot possibly afford to be afraid of change. Some of you might be surprised to learn this. The flag we fly, with the bright red maple leaf, didn't exist until 1965. Universal health care wasn't widespread across the country until 1972. The Charter of Rights and Freedoms, the backbone of our modern values, is younger than fucking Lil Wayne. These are some of the most defining parts of Canada today, and yet those changes were met with opposition every step of the way. But Canada understands that to be afraid of change is to be afraid of progress. And the world in which we find ourselves today, we simply can't afford that. Now, after all that, can I really say Canada is the best country in the world? I'm not really sure. I couldn't convince everyone, and I'm sure some people would refuse to listen anyway.
Right now is the greatest country on earth.
Hey, we have the greatest country in the world, and we have potential like no country has.
But that was not the point of this video. The point was to lay out criteria for what I believe constituted greatness. And in a time where many seem ashamed of their own country, I want you to be proud of who you are. Because while a perfect nation may never exist, I truly believe a great country is defined only by its efforts to become better.